For a long time, Sally Field's name hasn't frequently appeared in newspapers or on glittering red carpets. The absence of a two-time Academy Award-winning film icon has led to much speculation. Has she quietly retired or simply chosen a more private life? However, all theories collapsed when a final message was unexpectedly revealed. This was not merely a farewell, but a shocking declaration, unveiling a truth no one anticipated, a truth she had kept hidden throughout her many years in the spotlight. Why did this message emerge now, and what truly transpired behind Sally Field's familiar smile? The shocking truth, far from the glamorous facade. Hidden beneath the veneer of a globally admired Hollywood star, Sally Field's life was far from the bed of roses many imagined. The truth revealed in her final message painted an entirely different picture, one colored by invisible burdens and a silent, decades-long battle that compels anyone to reflect on the true value of fame. Throughout her illustrious career, from the haunting role of Sybil, which required her to embody a character with multiple personalities, to the resilient and loving mother in Forrest Gump, Sally Field gave her all, transforming into each character with astonishing authenticity. However, this very dedication came with invisible burdens from the spotlight that few understood. From the early days of her career in sitcoms like The Flying Nun and Gidget, she struggled with feeling typecast, ridiculed, and not recognized as a serious actress. She once shared that she lived in a fog and felt desperate during those years, despite always appearing cheerful before the cameras. The pressure to maintain a perfect public image, the immense expectations from the ever-evolving entertainment industry, and the fear of being forgotten became invisible chains suffocating the artist's soul. She continuously fought against criticism and external judgment, all while maintaining her stance and identity in a world full of temptations and pitfalls. Sally Field subtly spoke of loneliness, even when surrounded by millions of fans, a sense of displacement as the line between herself and her characters blurred. She described constantly having to act, even in everyday life, maintaining a strong and resilient facade, while inwardly filled with fears and insecurities. This isolation stemmed not only from work pressure, but also from being unable to fully trust or share her true burdens with anyone. The brighter the stage lights, the longer the shadows in her soul seemed to stretch, a bitter paradox of a star's life. She felt as though she was living two parallel lives. One was the Sally Field the public knew, full of energy and talent. The other was the hidden Sally Field, struggling with complex thoughts and emotions she couldn't express. This marked the beginning of the rift between her glamorous exterior and her turbulent inner world. But the truly shocking revelation, as disclosed in her memoir, In Pieces, was her silent battle with chronic anxiety and depression, along with indelible scars from an abusive childhood. These were not fleeting moments of sadness, but persistent companions, a continuous inner struggle she desperately tried to hide from public view. Sally Field revealed she frequently faced panic attacks, countless sleepless nights, and a deep sense of insecurity, despite always projecting a confident and professional demeanor. She had to exert immense effort to keep her mask from slipping, to prevent anyone from seeing the deep wounds she carried. Notably, in that shocking memoir, she bravely exposed the truth about being sexually and emotionally abused by her stepfather, Jock Mahoney, from a young age. These traumatic experiences deeply ingrained themselves in her mind, creating a lifelong emotional wound. She described having to split herself into pieces to survive, to overcome the haunting memories and move forward in life. She had to learn to wall off the pain so it wouldn't consume her, a haunting self-defense mechanism. Having to keep these traumas secret, unable to openly share or seek help for fear of impacting her career, made the burden exponentially heavier. Furthermore, Sally Field revealed another profoundly painful detail. She underwent a traumatic illegal abortion at 17, even before her breakthrough role in Gidget, an experience she described as horrific and life-altering. In the social climate of the 1960s, this was an unspeakable stain, a tremendous psychological burden on a young woman. These events, both the abuse and the abortion, occurred in secret, forcing her to live with dark secrets she couldn't articulate. Every smile, every public statement could have been a perfect disguise for the pain gnawing within. Having to force herself to be the perfect American girl while internally shattered by unspeakable traumas was a deep tragedy, exposing the cruelty of social judgment and personal pressure. Ultimately, the most painful truth Sally Field wished to convey was the price of fame, sacrificing what is most precious. In her pursuit of passion and dazzling success, she had to give up moments of quiet for herself, peaceful times with family and close friends. She admitted missing many important moments in her children's lives due to her demanding work schedule. Personal relationships suffered, time for private interests was curtailed, and at times even her sense of true self-worth was overshadowed by her role as a star. She realized that no matter how brilliant a career was, it couldn't compensate for the voids in her soul and the absence of a complete personal life. The true reason behind the farewell, after decades of living in the spotlight and concealing deep-seated scars, Sally Field's final message isn't merely a farewell to her fans. It's a powerful declaration of self-liberation. It marks the culmination of a prolonged inner journey, a decision made not out of a waning love for her craft, but to reclaim herself a person who had become lost amidst relentless expectations and pressures. What makes this message so impactful is that it's not a typical retirement announcement where an artist simply bids adieu to the stage due to age or a desire for rest. For Sally Field, this is a far deeper severance. She's declaring her abandonment of the icon role that society and the industry imposed upon her. She realized that a brilliant career, prestigious awards, or even the adoration of millions of fans couldn't fill the voids in her soul or heal the deep-seated wounds from childhood and early life. This decision stems from a painful realization. She had lived a life almost entirely for others, for audiences, for directors, and for the archetypes she was asked to embody. The very nature of an actor's work, especially for a talented and dedicated one like Sally Field, demands immense personal sacrifice. She constantly had to delve into the hidden corners of her emotions, not only to portray characters, but also to cope with the entertainment industry's harsh demands. The truth is, she was exhausted from having to act, even in her everyday life, from maintaining an image of a strong, cheerful, flawless Sally Field to meet public expectations. Her candid sharing demonstrates immense courage in facing reality head-on and admitting that fame had become a burden, not a liberation. Her willingness to expose old wounds and battles with mental health is proof that she no longer wants to hide anything. This isn't weakness, but the strength of a woman who has endured for too long and finally found her own voice. She wants to convey the message that even those who seem to have it all can be battling silent internal struggles. This decision is a conscious choice to prioritize her authentic self over maintaining the illusion of a perfect public life. Life beyond the lens, a search for authenticity. Instead of continuing to be swept up in the whirlwind of fame, Sally Field has made a revolutionary choice to prioritize her mental well-being and personal happiness above all else. This is a journey to find authenticity, a deep yearning to live a genuine life, unburdened by definitions or roles imposed by others. She wants to reclaim the original Sally, who was obscured by countless characters and public pressures. Life beyond the lens doesn't mean she'll disappear entirely, but rather that she'll actively control how she appears and interacts with the world. Perhaps she'll dedicate more time to personal interests that were neglected, such as writing, painting, or simply enjoying peaceful moments with family without worrying about camera flashes or prying eyes. She craves authentic connections, untainted by benefits or career considerations. Her public disclosure of personal struggles isn't just for her own release, it's also to create an important precedent in the entertainment industry. She wants to demonstrate that it's okay not to be okay, and that seeking help or simply withdrawing to heal isn't a sign of weakness. This is a powerful message, especially in an industry that often demands stars to always appear strong and flawless. This decision reflects a rare maturity and courage as a person dares to abandon what they've built their entire life to pursue a higher value peace of mind. She is no longer seeking external validation. Instead, she is seeking validation from within herself. Breaking the chains of expectation. At the heart of this message is Sally Field's complete breaking free from the chains of expectation, both her own and those from others. Throughout her career, she always felt she had to prove her worth, constantly pushing limits to gain recognition. From being dismissed for her sitcom origins to winning 2 Academy Awards, she lived in a relentless race to demonstrate her capability and seriousness. But eventually, she realized that this race had no finish line and it was slowly destroying her. This decision is a complete redefinition of success and happiness. For Sally Field, success is no longer sparkling awards or blockbuster films, but the ability to live an authentic life without regret and to find inner peace. Happiness isn't the applause of millions, but the tranquility of being herself, accepting flaws and wounds. She is no longer concerned with being trendy or fitting in with Hollywood standards. Instead, she chooses the less traveled path, the path of absolute authenticity. This is a powerful call to anyone trapped in the whirlwind of their career and external expectations. Dare to let go of what no longer serves your happiness. Sally Field's message isn't just for celebrities, but for anyone feeling pressured to live by a mold that isn't their own. She is inspiring people to question society's definition of success and to shape a more meaningful life for themselves. Her declaration is an act of liberation, not only for herself, but also a source of motivation for others, seeking the courage to escape their own invisible burdens. She has won the biggest battle, the battle with her own expectations and inner fears. What remains? Sally Field's profoundly honest message from a Hollywood icon who dedicated her entire life to the public will undoubtedly create powerful ripples. It's not just an individual's heartfelt revelation, but a mirror reflecting the hidden corners of fame and pressure, leaving profound consequences and deep meaning for both fans and the film industry. When this shocking truth is exposed, reactions from the public and fans will surely be multifaceted and complex. A large segment will feel deep empathy and admiration for Sally Field's courage. Her willingness to confront personal traumas, especially the painful memories of childhood abuse, and her silent battle with mental health will touch the hearts of millions. Many will see themselves in her story, realizing that even the most successful individuals can be grappling with invisible burdens. Field's candor will break the wall of silence surrounding mental health issues, encouraging more open dialogue and reducing stigma. This will be a profoundly human moment where a star is no longer a perfect image, but a vulnerable person, more relatable to her audience. She will be seen not just as a talented actress, but as a resilient warrior who dared to live authentically. However, other reactions will also surface. Some might feel disappointed or even betrayed if they've become accustomed to an image of Sally Field as consistently strong and radiant. Ardent fans might feel a sense of loss upon learning their idol isn't as perfect as they once believed. A small minority might dismiss this as a publicity stunt or unnecessary complaining. The spotlight always comes with unrealistic expectations, and a star revealing weaknesses can shake the faith of a segment of the public. Nevertheless, Field's sincerity and courage are likely to prevail, solidifying her position not just as an artist, but as a social influencer, paving the way for crucial discussions about pressure and mental health among artists and in everyday life. Sally Field's story isn't just a personal tragedy, but a valuable lesson about the true nature of fame and what it demands. It starkly exposes the dark side of an industry that often celebrates only superficial perfection and success. The biggest lesson is glamour can conceal the deepest wounds. Field paid a heavy price for her fame, not just with time and effort, but with her mental health and the shattered pieces of her childhood. Her life proves that a brilliant career does not equate to complete happiness, and sometimes it can even be the source of persistent suffering. This message also prompts us to question how we as an audience contribute to this invisible pressure. Are we too demanding of celebrities, expecting them to always be perfect, always present, and always smiling? The lesson from Field is a reminder of the importance of empathy and of viewing celebrities as ordinary people with their own problems and pains. It encourages us to look beyond the glamorous facade to recognize the hidden burdens. This is a wake-up call for the entertainment industry. Are they creating a sustainable environment for artists, or are they simply draining them until there's nothing left to give? Facing reality with utmost courage, Sally Field's decision to expose the raw truths of her life, from the pressures of fame and battles with mental health to painful memories of abuse and childhood trauma, isn't just an act of personal catharsis. It's a display of extraordinary courage. After decades of living with the burden of secrets and forcing herself to maintain a perfect image, she's finally found peace in confronting and accepting all that's happened. Her released pain isn't hers alone. It opens a door for many others carrying similar burdens, allowing them to find their voice and liberation too. This is proof of the power of truth, even when it hurts. Through her story, Sally Field isn't just saying goodbye to a part of her public life. She's also sending a timeless message to all of us. A person's true worth doesn't lie in titles, awards, or external recognition, but in being authentic to oneself, in the ability to heal internal wounds, and in daring to prioritize genuine happiness. She reminds us that hidden behind every dazzling smile and every resounding success, there might be an entire journey of silent struggle. Her message is a powerful call for compassion, not just for others, but for ourselves. It encourages us to reevaluate our definition of success, to dare to let go of what no longer serves our growth and spiritual peace. Sally Field has not only redefined her career, but also redefined the concept of personal strength, proving that vulnerability, when expressed authentically, can become the greatest source of power. Her life, with all its ups and downs and exposed truths, will forever be a valuable lesson in resilience, healing, and the true meaning of a fulfilling life. When we step into our later years, life's pressures often tend to lessen, making way for deeper reflection. Like Sally Field, many in this age group have experienced countless ups and downs, carried heavy responsibilities, and may have buried pains and personal secrets for a long time. Her story is a powerful reminder that it's never too late to confront the past, to heal old wounds, and to free yourself from lingering psychological burdens. The age of 60 plus can be a golden period for this, when we have enough maturity, understanding, and time to devote to ourselves. It's a moment to pause, reflect on the entire journey, and boldly let go of what no longer serves our current happiness. Just as Sally Field acted in many roles throughout her life, many older adults have spent much of their lives playing different parts as family providers, fathers, mothers, wives, husbands, or dedicated employees. They may have sacrificed personal dreams and passions to fulfill responsibilities. Sally Field's story encourages those over 60 to rediscover and embrace their true selves, forgotten hobbies and joys. This is an opportunity to live for yourself, no longer bound by societal or family expectations. It's a time to pursue simple pleasures, reconnect with core values, and enjoy the freedom that age brings. Her message is a heartfelt invitation. Live fully in your remaining years by being your most authentic self.